Thank you, Jacksonville. That was my 4-year-old son, fellow diehard Jacksonville Jaguar fan, Jacksonville, with the introduction tonight. He has been wanting to be on the glass, and we decided to go ahead and give him an audition tonight, and he did a fantastic job. As he said, good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of On the Glass. I am your host, Brandon Abels, and it has been far too long since we have been together talking about all things sports, and more specifically, the Jacksonville Jaguars. And what better time to bring On the Glass back? What better time to resurrect it than tonight, the first night of the NFL draft? So, it's going to be pretty obvious what we're going to talk about tonight, and that is the draft picks that the Jacksonville Jaguars made on night one of the 2020 NFL draft. An NFL draft that was unlike no other. The first one in history. I mean, this is going to go down in the record books. You kind of got a feel for all the guys that have worked their entire lives to get to this point where they're finally on the precipice of breaking into the NFL, realizing childhood dreams many of them have wanted and wished to walk across that stage and give the commissioner a big hug, get their team-specific hat, and all that kind of thing, all the fanfare that goes along with it. But with the current climate of the United States of America and even the world, that was not to be tonight. So we saw a very interesting first round of the NFL draft. Full disclosure here, I am a fan, first and foremost, of the Jacksonville Jaguars. And we have been deprived, we have been starved for over a month of any sports, WrestleMania notwithstanding, of anything sports, anything to do with sports. We have been starving for it. Give it to us, whatever it is, give it to us. So when the first round of the NFL draft rolls around, it's time for celebration. I went to Hooters. I went and picked me up some wings. I got me some curly fries. I got the whole shebang and sat and drank me a couple of ice cold beverages to go along with it, like I would on any other year. And just tried to have some sense of normalcy, some sense of the way things were 6 months ago, a year ago. I hope you all are doing well. I hope everybody that you know is doing well, and everybody's getting through this thing. We're doing pretty well up here in Louisville, Kentucky, so I cannot complain a bit. Now, shifting gears, going on to the first round for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Pick 9 rolls around. Look, in my mind, the big needs for the Jacksonville Jaguars were offensive line, secondary, and linebackers. Those were the 3 big needs that needed to be met in this draft. Okay? That's what I thought, and in that particular order. O-line, secondary, linebacker. That's what I thought needed to be addressed more than anything. Look, it's no secret. Even in 2017, when all things were going well, and the defense was what they were in 2017, the offensive line was suspect. Absolutely suspect. They were not creating great running holes for Leonard Fournette. They were not protecting Blake Bortles to progress through his reads. And then from 2017, 2018, 2019, the O-line was exposed as weak, and that's what they are. Linder notwithstanding. Okay, because I'm a Linder fan. I like Linder a whole lot. But Norwell was a waste of money, a waste of contract, and what more can you say about Norwell? Cam Robinson, He was a rookie last year, so he kind of gets a pass. I think he's playing out of position. I do not think he is an NFL caliber offensive lineman, okay? I think left tackle, NFL caliber left tackle. I think he belongs probably on the right side. Defending the blind side is a huge, huge deal, and I just don't think Cam is up for it. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we'll see in this upcoming season that he is left tackle NFL ready. So when the 9th pick rolls around tonight, I, as a Louisville, Kentucky native, as a Louisville Cardinals fan, I have watched Mekhi Becton for 3 years at the University of Louisville. And last year, this guy was an absolute freak. Mekhi Becton was U of L's running game. Period. If they ran up the left side behind Mekhi Becton, then it was a good game. Perhaps a great game. If they ran up the middle or over the right side, it was mediocre at best. Mekhi Becton is a phenomenal freak of an athlete, especially at left tackle, which is exactly what the Jacksonville Jaguars need. All signs are pointing to it being Gardner Minshew's time to shine. You need to protect Gardner Minshew and not have him scrambling around for his life to make throws and reads. And I think the Jacksonville Jaguars kind of shot themselves in the foot when they didn't draft Becton number 9 overall. Instead, we go to cornerback, which is another need, my number 2 need, actually, in the secondary. However, when it's a guy from the University of Florida, listen, I know a lot of y'all down there are Florida and Florida State fans. I know that. It just goes with the territory. But tell me a player that the Jacksonville Jaguars have drafted, not named Fred Taylor, that has produced from the University of Florida. Do you want better? Tell me a University of Florida player that has made an impact in the NFL that's been drafted in the last 5 years. Okay? I want to take Tebow Hernandez, Pouncey, and all them guys away. Harvin, all those guys. Tell me a guy within the last 5 years from the University of Florida that's made an impact. Listen, cornerback, secondary is a need for the Jacksonville Jaguars. It just is. We traded Ramsey. We traded Boye. It's definitely a need. Trey Herndon is the number 1 corner. He's going to have little to no help, and I do not think Henderson helps in any way. I think he's going to be a development player. I think you might see him in a nickel situation, something like that. But as far as being the number 2 corner on this team coming into the next season, I don't see it happening. I'm sorry, Gators fans, but the reaction that I've seen throughout social media, be it Facebook, be it Reddit, be it Twitter, whatever the case may be, a lot of people are unhappy with this pick, and I think it was an absolute reach by Dave Caldwell. I think if that's the direction you wanted to go, if that's the player that you wanted to pick, I think he definitely would have been there at the 20th slot overall. So I think picking him at 9 is an overreach. Sorry, I just do. And then we come to the 20 pick. And I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce this guy's name yet, but we picked a linebacker out of LSU. And I actually think this is going to be a decent pick. Based on footage that I've seen from him, he seems to be hyper athletic, very athletic. And a quote that they showed on ESPN himself says he speaks 3 languages. He speaks getting after the quarterback, covering anybody you want him to cover, and stopping the run. That's great. That is what you want to hear. You want somebody that can shoot in gaps. You want somebody that can put their hand in the ground, which is what they said on ESPN this guy was best at, and get after the quarterback. Based on stuff that I've seen from him, I expect that he can contribute this season because the linebacking core was weak last year. Look, we've got to do something to get Miles Jack out of the middle. Miles Jack is not a middle linebacker. He's not. Was this guy that we picked at 20 out of LSU a middle linebacker type player? I don't think so. I think both of them need to be on the outside. I think both of them are great in coverage. I think in certain situations you can send both of them after the quarterback, and I think they both have good enough vision to stop the run. So that still leaves a need at middle linebacker for the Jacksonville Jaguars. What can they do? Can you find a middle linebacker in the second round? Is there a decent middle linebacker in free agency? What's the move there? Because middle linebacker is a need. Miles Jack is not a middle linebacker, and I think that more than showed itself in the 2019 season. So Henderson and the guy, I'm not quite sure how to pronounce his name yet. I apologize. At 20, overall, I would give the first round a C because I gave C.J. Henderson a C- at corner. I just did. I'm sorry. I don't think that he'll make an immediate impact, which is what you want to see first rounders do, in my opinion. And I just do not think he's that immediate impact player in the secondary for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, 2-3 years down the road, maybe. But we see how this Taven Bryan experiment's working out, the last UF player that we drafted, which granted last year he was a lot better than the previous years, but still, we do not have the luxury to draft at number 9 overall for projects. We need immediate need players in the first round. Have to. Okay, that's just my thought and my feeling on it. You could agree with me, you could disagree with me, whatever the case may be. But if you do agree with me, if you do disagree with me, hit the comments below. Let me know what you're thinking. As always, be sure to like this video. Be sure to share this video if you are so inclined. And be sure to smash that big red subscribe button right down here and subscribe to me so you know when latest episodes of On the Glass come up. We will break down our draft rounds 2 through 7 from now on. We will break them all down, and we'll see how the Jacksonville Jaguars do overall in this year's draft. So, on Sunday, pay attention to this, on Sunday, I plan on giving away, because we surpassed 50 subscribers. For that, I am thankful. Thank you guys very much. I very much appreciate all of your support. I love doing this, and I appreciate the support from Jacksonville Jaguar fans and from sports fans in general. Thank you very much. And in order to show my appreciation to you, I am going to give away a pair of Shady Rays after this NFL draft has concluded as a token of my gratitude to you from being here. Be sure to come back for that video. Be sure to come back for all videos. Be sure to subscribe, comment, whatever the case may be, guys. I thank you so much. And as always, I'd like to tell you about my friends at Shady Rays. Quality, affordable, polarized shades, shadyrays.com. Free lifetime warranty. If you lose a pair, if you break a pair, hit up Shady Rays and they will get you a pair back. All you got to do is pay for shipping and handling. That is a deal that you cannot get anywhere else. shadyrays.com. If you're a Henderson fan or the guy from LSU and you're going to be in the market for a new Jags jersey or whatever the case may be sure to hit up my friends on Jacksonville Beach at Sportsmania, sportsmania.com. You won't regret it. Every time I'm in Jacksonville, I stop by Sportsmania and pick me up something new. Sportsmania.com. If If you want to get in contact with me, ontheglass34@gmail.com. ontheglass34@gmail.com. Find me on Twitter @BigTicketAble. Find me on Facebook on the Glass, whatever the case may be. I love interacting with you guys. Best way to interact with me is to hit the comments below. I'll respond to every comment that I get. And for now, this has been another episode of On the Glass. I forgot how much I love doing this, and I have missed you guys tremendously. And we will see you next time on the Glass.